First day of school, can you believe it? For JCPS is less than 2 weeks away.
Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio is here this morning to talk about what families will need to know before they head back to school. We're going to start with new start times, transportation changes. This is disrupting everybody's view of what is normal.
Yeah.
And I know you're already getting a lot of feedback. Once the bus finder went live, we're hearing from parents who say it's a 2-hour ride, my kid could walk faster. Where are we on that, and what do you expect the rides to be once you get everything sorted out?
Yeah, well, overall, the rides are going to be shorter than they were last year. I mean, now that doesn't mean there aren't some rides that are longer, especially those who may go through a compound and a depot, or and going to a magnet school, for instance. Those may be a little bit longer, but overall, it is shorter. But the thing that I'm happiest about is we're going to get every kid to school on time this year. We're not going to have those major delays that we've had in the past. I mean, it is a challenge. We have limited resources when it comes to bus drivers and buses, and we had to make some major changes because we had about 20,000 kids missing instructional time over the course of the year and millions of minutes of instructional time, and we just couldn't do that again. So we had to make some changes. There are going to be, some changes that everyone's going to have to make, and that's with start times. But we're pleased with right now where we are. We still got a lot of work to do over the next 2 weeks.
Real quickly, is there anything parents can do if they're going on that bus finder and they're either not seeing a stop or they're confused about what's going to happen for their child? Who do they call? Who do they contact?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we're still adding stops as we speak right now. So as kids are being accepted into schools right now through transfers and things like that, that changes a lot. So we really encourage parents, if you don't see a bus stop for your child, you need something added, you think it's too far away, we have a back to school webpage on our homepage. Families can just go hit that back to school link, and it takes you to a form that families can fill out and request a bus stop or a bus stop change.
Okay.
Let's talk about school safety. That's a hot topic.
Yep.
A lot of parents are talking about right now, and the implementation of the new weapon detection system. Where are we at in that process?
So our board on Tuesday night, 2 nights ago, accepted a bid from a company, Johnson Controls, that will be implementing and bringing us our weapons detection system. We have a phased-in approach, as we've talked about for the past few months. So it will not be on the first day of school. I don't want parents to think in these schools that were on phase 1, it'll be on the first day of school. What the next steps are is the company that we have selected will be walking campuses, telling us how many weapons detection need, where we need them in schools, what doors, things like that. And we'll get that up and going as quickly as we possibly can. But what we're expecting to see is by around the fall break, late September, we will be beginning to implement weapons detections in phase 1 at our school. By the second semester, phase 2 and phase 3, we'll have all of our high schools with weapons detections, and then middle schools will be for the 24-25 year.
Recently, national reports have shown that all across the country, kids have not recovered from the pandemic, and that our learning has not advanced. Like we were on a steady incline, kind of leveled off, and now it's fallen. What kind of things are you looking at as new strategies to get kids up to proficiency? Yeah,
well, I think all the major changes that we've made in JCPS over the past few years that we're executing right now are critical. So first and foremost, getting kids to school, getting them additional learning time. We just had 10,000 kids in our summer learning backpack league, and that's getting kids additional learning time. I mean, we have to realize that to make up for lost learning means kids have to have additional time learning. But other major changes, the start times, getting kids to school on time, having our adolescents start later. Our new student assignment plan, I believe, is going to make a huge impact. And without a doubt, I think our new literacy plan that all 155 schools will be implementing. We trained 4,000 teachers over the summer in our new elementary and middle school literacy plan and our new curriculum. First time ever, every single school is going to have the same literacy curriculum. I think this is going to be an enormous difference maker for kids and their literacy and numeracy levels over the years to come.
Talk about Senate Bill 150. A lot of controversy surrounding this bill. There is some implementation things the school districts around the state have to do with this. What are the options for JCPS with this bill and implementation?
Yeah, well, we're required to pass a policy that would follow state law, and it's a real challenge. There is no doubt. We want to make sure we support our kids in our district. Our number one thing is to make sure we support our kids. But at the same time, you know, I have to make a recommendation to our board to follow state law, which I did, and they're split on it right now. The board is like the legislative part of JCPS, and so they make the decision on policy. I can only make recommendations. They decide what that is. So right now they're split. We tabled it on Tuesday. We'll be revisiting that, but you know, that my recommendation was to ensure that we do as much as we can as possible to support our students while following state law. So at this time, nothing's been implemented. We'll continue to give guidance to schools, but no doubt it is one of the bigger challenges we face.
We could sit here and talk for half an hour. I know we have tons of questions, and you've hit a lot of high points and changes.
Yep.
Thank you. We invite you to come back anytime, and we wish you a very successful start to school.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you all having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely.